Hello there, people, and welcome to yet another edition of the Doom P1 playthrough. I think this is episode number 80. Yeah, we're getting a lot of these, aren't we? But the big thing of today is that we are doing Tree1. That may not sound like a lot, but we have done Tree2. It was actually a lot earlier in the archives, and at the time we couldn't find out where Tree1 was. I wasn't even sure if there was a Tree1. Well, it turns out there is one. He changed around the format of the name a little bit in the zip file. Extracted, it looks exactly alike, so you guys are going to see a similar name. But yeah, he basically made it so that it was a bit more of a pain to find because of that way. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Getting the hiccups in this entire commentary. Let's see here. So, this was made on 4/26 of 1994, and Tree2 was made a little bit later. I think it was, let's see here, 5/8 of 94 is one of the most recent levels we've actually played as this entire thing. Yeah. Let's see here. So, if that was 8 days, yeah, as you want to say 8 days, well, 7 days if you count from the first, and then you say the first is another day, so that's 8 days, and then you want to say, that's 5 more days. If April, I think April has 30 days, I want to say April has 30, yep, so yeah, it would be 8 plus 4, so 12 days. So 12 days later, he made Tree2, which we know and pretty appreciate. It's not that bad of a level at all. It was actually one of the highlights from this entire thing as one of the better levels that we played. So with that in mind, this could be very interesting, as it could be a very terrible beginner's rendition of what we saw later. Or it could be, perhaps, relatively decent. Not as good as number 2, or maybe even better than number 2. But either way, still has his charm. I guess we'll have to play and see, won't we? Anyway, let's actually read the README file. Since I guess that's what you're here for, well, part of what you're here for. You're mostly here for the actual level, aren't you? But Tree1, made by Greg A. Lewis. DU 5.0, BSP 1.1. Requires registered Doom. And let's see here. This is a moderately difficult level, although different skill levels are implemented. Another thing to note, actually, about this one compared to Tree2, Tree2 had, like, a complex story to it, whereby you end up in a prison cell, there was, like, a corpse under there, all this and that about why there was the tree. This one just seems very, very simplistic in comparison. So, yeah, very interesting. Moderately difficult level, although different skill levels are implemented. It features a broad array of monsters and weapons, with just enough health to get you through the rough parts. I like that. A few nifty effects can be achieved with barrels, ceilings, and floors if you do the right things. This is not an entirely hack-and-shoot level, and minimal intelligence is required. Sorry, couldn't help it. This level has been played numerous times in deathmatches, too many to count, and public opinion holds this to be a fun deathmatch level. Oh, so he's putting us on the spot, isn't he? After enough switches are triggered, and players find the locations of weapons, the action gets fast and furious. And a little sneaky, too. Send comments to the above email address, as usual they probably would ignore me if I tried sending anything. We really gotta do it, like, when these have. Just send, like, a troll email or something like that, like, I really hated your level! Yeah, I think they would really respond to it 22 years later. Who knows, someone might. And be like, why are you picking on me? Why are you even talking about this? It was 22 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing! Everyone was making terrible levels back then! Well, you made yours worse! Okay, so let's see here. We got Doom. I can look at stuff. Look at my awesomeness. I can see stuff to look at. It's a tree. Just like a Tree1. I mean, Tree2. Except without the prison cell thingy. Tree1. Now without the prison cell thingy. Yeah, there it has to say thingy. Okay, so we have 3 secrets. I wonder if they'll be as fair. And why is there a cyber demon up there? Hello? Yeah, I'm just gonna stay over here and not die, okay? Okay, we're gonna work together. Okay, get in here. Okie dokie, so we got some chain gun ammo. Now we're not gonna die right away. Let's see if there's a secret in here. Man, and here I was hoping for a secret. A really good secret, too. One that would knock the socks off all of the secrets combined. Okay, we've alerted the cyber demon. This is a great idea. One that I'm proud of. Ooh, look, secret. Well, maybe not. Okay, let's go on it. It has a tacky demon that's trying to shoot me. Okay, where's this go? I have no idea where I am, but I'm gonna run this way anyway. Oh god, this thing's trying to shoot me. Oh god, where am I going? Die! Jump into the pit with a bunch of shotgun guys. Sounds good. Free ammo! Oh, lots of fireballs. If I stand back here and shoot, we might just get one of these barrels. Come on, I can hit those barrels. Yay! They blew themselves up finally. Ooh, look, a teleporter. This might be useful. What does this do? This teleports me up to where they were. And we can press the button. Watch me press it. Oh dear God! What have we done? We've obviously released demons. Specifically 4 tacky demons. Okay. This is going to be painful. So let's shoot everything we can. Die! Die! Die, you infernal tacky demon! Okay, so I shot everything. I see, so I can push that and it does stuff. What exactly did I accomplish? Oh yeah, I got the gold key. That's right, I got a gold key, people. Can I get back out the way I came in? No, I can't. That's problematic, unless we can find another way out of here. Let's see if this way leads out. We got the gold key though. So, and that looks like a hub of some sort, where the cyber demon is. So I'm not too afraid. But we shall see, won't we? Meaty trails of entrails! Well, this looks promising. Hooray! We have found the switch that leads somewhere! I have found the mysteries of the universe, and the mysteries reveal the number 12. I have no idea what that means, but... Okay, so we went around in a giant circle and got a yellow key card. Hi there! You wish to kill me? Who will get that one? So, okie dokie, now where? Obviously, towards the giant rocket launcher where the maniac! That was a good idea. We need to find a rocket launcher. Okay, let's go this way, because it seems obviously a way to go, and I really don't have a choice at this point which one's better than what. Obviously, anything could be better than anything, so we'll pick a way, go, and hope that it doesn't have a zombie man. It did! We're doomed! We have lots of ammo in here. If I can't see what I'm doing. There's a rocket launcher, though. Yay! Ooh, secret! I like it when I press things by accident and get a secret. I don't know how I'd recognize that, really. I guess it's alignment change, but it's very dark and blinky. Where am I? Hooray! We found our way back to the start! Well, that was pointless. And that also makes me concerned, because now it's like, yeah. If that was something... It didn't seem like a very good secret. Yay, secret! And this one actually was pretty good. I start right away, and that's a good secret for me indeed. One that I can see right away and get and not worry about. Okay, found the gold door. This we can punch! Punch it! Punch it to death! Punch it! Oh dear God! Punch it! Okay. We got a button and a crusher. I don't like this corridor because it involves a crusher. I can't return, apparently. But of course, returning involves a giant rocket launcher wielding maniac. Run! This is mysterious. Why is this here? When in doubt, hop off the walls while a giant maniacal rocket launcher wielding maniac shoots you. I found some ammo. Free ammo! Yay! We're not about to die in 2 seconds. What's this button do? I have no idea what I just did. That was the most pointless button in the ambition of pointless buttons. So I pushed it. We have found a bunch of imps! Okie dokie. We have unleashed hell. And by hell I mean a button. Same thing. Another door! Probably more imps, right? Or shotgun, guys. That's ammo! Free ammo! I always appreciate free ammo, game. Of course, I heard another door open, so that probably is a trap, right? Especially since this gives me the blue key. The important blue key, of which I do not know exactly what I'm using it for. Ooh! Probably for this very bluish door. Hi! You wish to be my friend? Well, I'm sorry, but I have a shotgun. And I have to share it with you guys. It's just very important that I share it. It's like a chain letter. You gotta just share it with everyone you know. Ooh, look, a button there. Button. And this leads to another blue door! Yay, I'm loving the blue doors in this level. Oh boy, dark corridors. Cacodemons. Cacodemons. I can't see what I'm doing, but there's a cacodemon trying to shoot me. Oops, wrong button. Okie dokie. I found some imps. More stuff! I still don't know what exactly it is. Ooh, I found a secret. Secret! Yeah! My life is complete. I found some secret stuff. We still have one secret to go, though. So I can't be exactly out of the woods yet. We still have a secret. This button obviously does this. It reveals a staircase. To heaven? Probably not. But a staircase nonetheless. We must follow it. And learn what we can. Because it's actually a way filled with lost souls. What exactly was that sound about? That sounded like a crusher. See, we still have stuff. At least we're up to 91 enemies dead. We're doing a lot of progress. And we see a bunch more to shoot. Look at that brilliant 96 enemies dead. Why not make it 101? Like the 101 Dalmatians, except the demons. Yeah, the 101 Hellspawn. Rated PG-13. What's this way lead to? goodies! And probably a nuke and shoot somewhere, right? Game, I don't trust your lack of nuke and shoots. You have a nuke and shoot obviously somewhere. And I shall find it. And I shall kill it. If it bleeds, I shall kill it. If it breathes, I shall kill it. If it looks at me funny, I shall kill it. But if it breathes, I shall kill it. What's this really to? Random zombies and a red door. Ooh, red door. That's scary because I do not have the red key. No! The red key, where is it? Wherefore art thou, red key? Obviously not with me. Wherefore thou be? I shall not see. Where thou art not be. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's run around aimlessly. Oh my god, it seems like... Woo! Once again. My god, giant hellhole spawn! When in doubt, have a giant cyber demon fight! That's always how you should make every level in your game. Die. So, we killed the cyber demon. Not really sure what we accomplished with that, but we killed the cyber demon. Yeah, now what? Kind of part of the problem. Ooh! This stuff wasn't here before. I don't recall this, people. And that's always interesting. We have 2 teleporters. What do these lead to? 1 leads to 4. Okay, now I'm totally lost. Let us go left. Left was a terrible direction. We now know this. We now know this to be true. Left was a terrible choice in life. Oh, God! Actually, this was the right way. Hooray! I actually did something wrong and it turned out to be right. Speaking of which, this is right. Across a pit of lava and slime and death. Yay. What's this lead to? Well, obviously thinks they want to shoot me. If I could take him down from here. Okie dokie. So, I'm not exactly sure why this is all here. I shall just try and be careful as I walk across this pit of slime. Red key! I see. You have given me 3 keys, with which I may kill things and get more stuff. The quest to get more stuff is in my hand. And this leads back. Which one was that? I think that was left? Or was that right? Where does this lead? This leads back. And, this leads back. I think they both lead back. If I'm correct. Then we have this teleporter area, which this one leads back. This way leads to shortcutty way. This way leads to a demon! And another portal-y thing. With another 4 entrances. Let's go back to portal number 1. I see. This leads back to the beginning of that. And this leads just back. I see. So, this way just leads back? No, this way leads to portal-y death. I'm confused. What's this way lead to? This way also leads to this place. So we only have 2 teleporters that lead back. Really what you're saying to me, game. And somehow I ended up in the area with this. Not sure where I am. I'm a bit lost. Bear with me, people, I'm kind of confused. Teleporters. I think I'm just going around in circles. Okie dokie, where's this one go? Oh, okay, it goes to stuff. GL! What does that mean? That's the exit switch. Somehow I found my way to the exit switch. You know what that means? The red key cannot be the exit. Fascinating. The exit somewhere in this portal maze. What is that, straight? I have no idea where it is. I don't know where I am. Where's this go? This is here, and I want to go that way, this way, not this way, this way. This sounds about right. No. I want to go this way. I'll figure this out. Slowly but surely, we shall figure out how to get around here. I said we still have one secret to go. Can't exactly leave without it, because that would be wrong. And immoral. We can't be immoral, can we? Hi! You're a Baron! I think you know this. I just thought I'd let you know. Die, Baron of Hell! Okay, so it's not going to be due to Barons that are going to prevent me. But it looks like there's another secret somewhere. Because we still are missing stuff. Then again, we also didn't go down that pathway. Because it's kind of blocked off on this side. What we need to do is actually go around. So we can get to the area with slime. So we can go down there and kill stuff. Also, I'm still wondering where that third secret is. I would think it would involve a radioactive suit. That's just my insane thoughts. Radioactive suit because, well, radioactive area. It just makes sense based on normal Doom design. And why on earth would this guy follow normal Doom design? Because I hear demons on the walls! I hear demons in the walls, people. I'm not crazy. I heard demons in the walls. They're talking to me. They said to kill somebody. I don't know who they told me to kill. They weren't exactly clear enough, but they kind of said growl. See? They definitely told me to kill somebody. Woo! Secret! What did I say? I heard monsters. This led to a secret. Specifically a pointless chainsaw. Well, that was a pointless secret. But, yeah. Way. And now we run down this slime-filled passageway and get all the random junk. Look at that. Yay! 100% completion. Now we just need to go through this maze again. I think it's this way. All we do is go that way. And then this way. Yes, indeedy! We just keep going right. Take right turns and you can't get lost. Bam! Yay! Okay! So, that was Tree1. I definitely say it felt subparish, the Tree2. In some regards. But I also like some other things about Tree1. I like the hub-based design of Tree1 because it meant that we were going in our own order of things more often than not. More than the linear-based design of Tree2 where it was just constant progression. Plus the fact of the matter that Tree 2 didn't really have many epic battles or whatnot, and this one had to face off against the Cyber Demon. So that was kind of going for it. But then it had, some things that were annoying backtracking, such as the teleporter thing. I'm not a big fan of teleporter mazes. Never put a teleporter maze in your map. I probably am not going to like it. And, yeah. General areas that just felt like they were kind of boring because it was more or less, wandering around in like pointless areas. Like going into room after room, killing monsters, going to a very similar looking room, killing more monsters. And then there was the secrets. I remember Tree 2 having good secrets or so, if I'm correct. I think I remember praising them for having well-identified secrets. And the problem here was that there was no identified secrets. You couldn't tell one secret from another. What am I saying? Not that. You couldn't actually tell where the secrets were, until you actually humped every wall. We kind of figured out that final one by enemy sounds, which is a nice thing when it does happen, but listen, I'm not sure if that's even intentional or not. I'm gonna hope it is, and give them the benefit of the doubt when you can, because honestly, I like giving people the benefit of the doubt with these things. But I believe that middle secret, there was no clue whatsoever, and we just had to luckily spam it. And kind of got lucky on where we spammed. But yeah. Mostly just no real clues to the secrets or whatnot. It really didn't feel that viable. Then the first one felt very, very clear in comparison, which didn't really work either. It just was like he hadn't really gotten secret balance down at all. So beyond that, things worked. I don't get why he had a long radioactive trail of sludge if he doesn't have a radiation suit. That wasn't exactly the best of choices. And then the whole area of the red key door and all that, why we had to go around that massive circle when basically there was really no point why we couldn't just go back. I don't really see the purpose of locking us out. So yeah, that's kind of a thing. And it's just a really annoying thing. I guess the point of locking us out is maybe to fight the Cyber Demon. But yeah, I think we kind of have to cross across to get to the area at the beginning anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So yeah, just mostly not that fully refined. Like I said, they're lacking the whole story element, lacking the body and different things kind of designed for just little funny purposes. Lacking really. Tree 2, I thought, had a lot more balance. This one, it did at certain points, but by the end, we had way too much ammo to the point that we were really overpowered. He says that he did like a good health and ammo balance amount, but I felt like we had a lot of stuff this one. And I remember Tree 2, there were being like certain areas that were pretty cruel and painful, and felt fairly cruel and painful. So yeah, it feels like once again, he hadn't fully gotten his image down. It definitely is a step above most of the others, I will say. Honestly, I guess at the end of the day, that's one thing I should say. Is that while I'm reviewing this to Tree 2, I'm saying that it's not as good at all, but it is much better than the Creamer Crop level for 94, because most of them have some very glaring issue or so, and I don't really see that here. I see something with a nice Cyber Demon battle. I see something with, something that has all functional parts. I don't exactly like I said, certain elements like the teleporter puzzle and all that, but I guess I would say it's slightly probably less than subpar or so, but has some redeeming factors like the hub, like all that, and it never really gets to the point where it gets frustrated. The design's never too big to the point where it gets frustrating, and it just never comes off as such. I'm probably not always the best reviewers because really, like I said, at the end of the day, I probably just say because it feels this way or whatnot, but yeah. I'm basically talking about something that's very subjective or whatnot, and I'm looking at this in a subjective way, so I'm going to have opinions or whatnot, and really, I don't feel this level does things in a very frustrating manner. It just doesn't do it as other levels would that make it very annoying. And the fact that matter that, maybe it's because the fact that matter that we've dealt with a lot of terrible levels lately or mediocre levels, but it definitely feels good in comparison to all those other levels. I think that's another part of the equation too. It matters what we've exactly played around it. A level that it would otherwise be seen as relatively moderate is going to really shine if it's surrounded by a bunch of terrible, abysmal levels. And I think that's kind of what this one is. It's nothing really that great, but at the same time, compared to everything else we've gone through recently, it is a lot better. It's a massive improvement in the right direction. Like I said, because you gotta think, with all the other stuff we've been doing, it's like we've been going through, like broken levels, um, things with frustrating puzzles, all this and that and the other. And this one, like I said, felt pretty viable. I never felt frustrated with it, which is a nice thing to say. And it never felt boring generally. Like I said, I'm not exactly a big fan of the design of the place because it felt kind of like it was all over the place still. But at least it didn't really feel like boring. And like I said, there were some areas that had some decent combat. It just was that overall, I felt like by the time we kind of get over the area with the red key and all that, we really were starting to get too much ammo. And so we kind of lost that aspect as we went along. Unlike, like, say, Tree 2, where we held that balance. And I think that really is where something goes from being really like a moderate, okay-ish kind of level to something that stands out a bit more. Now, don't get me wrong, Tree 2 is still not that amazing of a thing. It's not a masterpiece by any means. I don't really think, like, we've seen any level that's really, like, wowed me to insane amounts. I really don't think I can actually find that in Doom. Because mostly, like I said, when I think of, like, amazing stuff, I think, like, other games like Thief or something like that. But there are levels here that can definitely have their entertainment value or whatnot that always make it worthy of coming back. And I think Tree 2 is probably one of the closest to that we've seen. So I guess that it does make it pretty worthy of a candidate. Regardless of the fact that it's a good candidate for Doom levels. And yeah, I say Tree 2 wasn't terrible at all. It was actually a pretty good level, from what I remember. Um, I'm basing all this on memory, so I could be completely wrong, but we're going to hope for the best, right? I'm trying to treat people nice over here and try and make it sound good. Yeah, even though it sounds like I'm usually very harsh with people, and I am, I have very picky tastes. At the same time, I'm not out here just to bash you guys. I just am very, very picky, and it feels like every level has something wrong with it. Yeah. And this isn't even just a problem with, like, these unrefined 1994 stuff, because I've had that argument before a lot recently. That's all 94 stuff. No. It's due to the fact that it's the base core elements that play here. In 94, that's really what it was people were just experimenting with the editor. We didn't have, like, all this fancy custom stuff, all this craziness. No, we just have the base core aspects of it. And to me, in a way, it feels like the most truthful to the original game. And it's a certain aspect that's weird to say, but I feel like the further you get away from it, the less of a spirit you start getting. So I guess that's one reason why I focus a lot more on, like, older mods of different things. But yeah, because I usually focus on the older stuff, usually I'm looking at the more obscure stuff, and usually more obscure stuff tends to be unfavorable with most people. But even the popular stuff for things, like, many of the popular stuff for Thief and whatnot, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of, like, certain things that happen with different things. So, it's not just the fact of the matter that they happen to do something that is terrible, and that it's a general consensus that it's terrible. It's the fact of the matter that I'm very, very picky, and even on levels that do good stuff, I can find a lot of flaws that annoy me. And other levels, which are totally obscure and nobody really has ever heard of, I might actually be putting up a lot. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's all subjective, all opinion. And I think I should say this somewhere, so here's a good place, I guess. But yeah. Well then, mind, like I said, Tree1, not the greatest of levels at all. And definitely not even close to Tree 2. But I guess it was a start, and definitely compared to everything else recently, I'd rather play this and stuff like this than something like what we had to deal with recently with all the craziness, like the boring grayness or empty deathmatch levels or all the other terribleness that we seem to be getting through lately. None of that stuff's really that frustrating to really like put a good example of terrible. But then we have other stuff like Punch and Barons and frustrating puzzles and all that fun stuff. So yeah, just a lot of things that really shouldn't be in play. Oh yeah, and then of course we have all those levels with broken secrets. And those to me are probably the most annoying lately. Honestly, I think I'm more willing to put up with a lot more stuff. But one thing I really am not able to forgive much is broken secrets. I just do not like broken stuff in the level. I really want like a fully functional level. And yeah, having something like that really kind of taunts me. I'm still happy that we really haven't gotten to any levels that have any broken exits. Um, there was that one level with co-op, but that was part of its design. And yeah, I think that's also one of the only levels that had like monsters in it that we didn't ever officially fully complete. And yeah, that's because I really don't even know how we'd cover that level. Like I said, how exactly would I kill everything in that level when we don't have the ammo for it? But regardless of that fact, I think we basically should finish this one up because I've been just rambling at a black screen for a while. So, thank you very much all for watching, and I shall see you all next time!